Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Butterfly Effect podcast. My name is Liam and I am without Jack because today is the first video I am recording solo. Now, the reason being for this is that Jack doesn't want spoilers, so he is not watching the opening 30 minutes of the game. Now, to be honest guys, I kind of agree with him. I don't like the fact that I watched the first 30 minutes. I think that we shouldn't have that teaser. We've already had enough with the Jacob and the Caitlyn videos, a few teasers with Eliza here and there. And yeah, the opening 30 minutes just seems like too much, guys. Now that when we play the opening 30 minutes, we're gonna already know what happens, and it's gonna kind of take the authenticity and that raw feeling, you know, of playing the game for the first time. That little sting away a little bit, so I'm not a fan of the fact that we had this. But nonetheless, I wanted to cover it. And this video is 10 things you can take away from the opening 30 minutes of the Quarry. Now, the first thing I want to mention is simply the chemistry between Max and Laura. Now, I really like these characters already. There's a lot of banter between them, a lot of jokes, a few arguments, like for example when they're fixing the car and, you know, they're trying to rush away, or even if it's jokes around, you know, the maps and stuff and Max's poor navigation skills, for example. Now, I bring this up time and time again, but I'm not the biggest fan of, say, Daniel and Little Hope and a few of the Man and Madan characters. They felt very wooden and stale. Now, these guys have only got 30 minutes, but I just bought into them. They just seemed like real people, and I really bought their relationship. They weren't perfect, but they were human, and that was brilliant to see. Second thing I want to mention is just the new interfaces. I'm going to miss that Raw Until Dawn one that we had with the X buttons and the don't move sequences, but it looks like the Quarry have their own ones with some quick time events, and for example when Laura opened the trunk in the woods. Although I am going to miss those Until Dawn ones, I do agree this is a good move. It's nice that the Quarry will have its own identity, and I really like that. Next I'll go for the dialogue. So back to Max and Laura a little bit, but things such as when she says, oh, I looked it up online, I saw it on YouTube or whatever. Or when they talk about their banter with, for example, how Laura's never seen a police officer before. It's just nice and playful. Even, for example, things like when Max made Laura laugh when she potentially conned the cop. Fourth point I want to mention is the fact that it's got to be werewolves, and I'm confirming werewolves massively, right? So before we were always wondering whether this was the case or not, because we all dismissed their laugh that it was bears, because we saw some full moon shots, but now we have further evidence of this. Reason being is that, yeah, there's more shots of full moons. The camera through the trees though at the start very much looked like animalistic, going through to scan the passing car. And then we have the naked body that Laura sees through the basement floor. Now, we all know that when you watch a wolf film, you will see a naked body like that before the full moon comes. So yep, this just proved to us further that it's definitely wolves that we are going to be facing. Now, to build on the wolf point, point 5 to mention is who is the wolf? Now, we made a previous video, in fact we made a few videos before they dropped this annoying trailer, and here's another reason we're annoyed by it. We made some theory videos, and this video just completely shatters some of those. We're completely wrong in areas and we're completely right in other areas, but we thought that Laura could be the wolf. Maybe it's an infection based thing. Yeah, like we'll have to see. But one thing worth noting is that I thought it is potentially Travis, and we thought it might potentially be Chris as well. Now, I am leaning towards Chris now, because maybe it can't be Travis unless there's more than one, because he was clearly outside the basement when, you know, everything went down with Travis standing outside of it. But we reckon it's probably Chris, right? Because he was at the camp. I imagine he's there early to welcome all the kids coming. And also, if the summer camp is due for the counsellors to come the next day, surely someone would need to be there to clean up all the bodies and stuff. But it does beg the question. Apparently the kids were invited ahead. Why would Chris invite them if he knew he was going to become a wolf? Maybe he just wanted a meal. We'll have to see. Question 6 is the cop motive. Now, who is this cop? He seemed very secretive and intense, Like, he didn't want them to go to the Quarry. He insisted really aggressively that these guys go to Harbing Motel. Now, what is his motive? Why did he have blood on his neck? Has he had an encounter with a wolf? Is he in league with the wolves? So in one of the videos that we just released, I was very quick to defend him. I thought, nah, maybe he's helpful, he's one of those people that is probably related to Laura and he's trying to protect the wolf in the basement, and that's why he's sweeping things under the rug. Nah, it's possibly because he's in league with them, but there's still a lot of questions about him. Why did he leave Max to die, and why did he keep Laura alive by simply drugging her to have her body? Is he trying to feed the wolf? We'll have to find out for that one as well. The next thing to mention is Harbinger Motel. I just brought it up. Now, I was unsure what Harbinger meant. I've never heard of that word before. Now, Google defines it as a personal thing that announces or signals the approach of another. Now, if you go further down, it says, is a harbinger good or bad? Now it says, a harbinger may signal something negative, such as a black cat crossing one's path as a sign of impending bad luck. However, a harbinger may also signal something pleasant, such as the sighting of a robin as a signal of spring. Now, you could take it either or, but in my opinion I'm going to take this negatively, since we know that Travis is not a pleasant character, drugging one character and possibly trying to chloroform her as well. So yeah, why did he want them to go to this motel? Perhaps it's something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where he's trying to guide them to the family and he is in league with them, potentially a part of them as well. Maybe he's not even a real cop, and very much similar to Holt, he decided to steal the uniform from someone. Next, we have the relevance of the choices. Now, don't get me wrong, it's great that we got to see an opening half an hour, but we didn't get to make our own choices. We had to see the IGN team play themselves. Now, I've got so many questions. What happens if you don't evade the cop's tissue? Is it the fact that he gets chloroformed, and does this change the whole complexion of the prologue? What happens if you ditch Max instead of, trying to help him? Does he get eaten quicker? Does this have no relevance whatsoever? And Max and Laura's relationship can clearly get affected. It can say that Max is frustrated with you. Then why would this be a thing? I wonder what relevance this can have on the story if you affect their relationship. Another thing to mention is the significance of the cage. They continuously mention Silas Dogboy. Now, why is there a cage out in the woods? Hidden Object Guru recently made a video that shows Jacob being trapped in a cage while Constance is laughing at him. Is this the same cage? Why would they keep him in there? Is it perhaps something to do with, like, maybe an American Horror Story freak show vibe where they're trying to build a circus or something? Perhaps they're trying to make him the next wolf, or maybe he's just the next wolf meal. Yeah, it would be nice to get your comments, guys, to see what you made of this one. And the last thing to mention is Eliza as a narrator. So we see her appearing a lot. She's clearly in the back of the car with them. That was the most obvious one. We see her in a number of shots in the woods, especially that creepy one when Laura scans, through the trees. Why does she appear? It's clear that she sees her behind Max, but then she's not there, meaning that she's possibly ghostly or a spirit of some kind. Now, we know she's a fortune teller and she's going to have a link with these tarot cards. But why is she appearing? And this could possibly be similar to the curator and how he'll show up in various Dark Picture Anthology games. Maybe she's in the background and she's the storyteller overseeing them. We'll have to find out. But thank you very much, guys. Links are in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know as well, what did you guys take away from the trailer?
Oi, we ain't done yet. I've got to see what your initial thoughts are. Obviously, don't reveal any details about the prologue. But mate, are you happy with it? A bit underwhelmed?
Yeah, I'm really excited, I'm happy, but I do retain, and I said this in the video, which you're not going to see for another 3 months, that I don't agree with the fact they've released this. I very much share your stance that I think we should play it raw, we should have no sort of spoilers. They've already given us enough teasers already. It just seems so unnecessary they would give us the opening 30 minutes. Because when we play the actual game for real on June 10th, I'm going to have to sit through half an hour of something I already know happens.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I would have been completely on board and I'd have been a bigger part of this video had it only been, maybe like 5 or 7 minutes. But it's the whole prologue, and I know that it's usually the case in these games that the prologue, it always happens. But because obviously, we've made theories which obviously we've had to quickly release as a result of this, it sort of disrupts things, and it's now going to be a situation where I'm going to have to actively avoid the comment section in case people start want to talk about it,
Yeah, that's exactly it, mate. Yeah, it's kind of annoying because, like I say, we made a load of theory videos, and you won't notice, but some of the stuff we say still has relevance, but other stuff is like, well, no, that's not going to happen.
Oh, right, okay then. All right, well, yeah, okay, I'm happy to wrap it up there, mate.
All right, brilliant. Okay, well, thank you for joining, guys. See you soon.